Today's idea today is a follow-up to a video I did recently called Shut Up and Sing. Not long ago, I did a video and an Idea Today blog post called Shut Up and Sing, which also happens to be the name of a popular book on the subject. And the premise of that video was that I hate the fact that I sometimes go to a show. Like, I've been to a show where the singer on the stage stood up for at least several minutes, essentially calling our current president an idiot and saying that when the next election comes, we have to get rid of this moron. True story. Now, the point of that video was that, aside from the fact that maybe 50% of their audience is maybe they like the current president and 50% doesn't, and they're alienating that, and it kind of takes the whole wind out of the sails. My point is that, and I posted this before, but I want to make a little revision to that. Now, the point is that if you are in show business, I am not saying, and this is why I'm clarifying it, I'm not saying that you should not be a politically minded person, someone who gets activist causes, who maybe wants to stand for some sort of a thing or another. Maybe they have an opinion about politics, pro or con, whatever it is. I'm not trying to curb somebody's freedom of speech just because they're famous. So in clarification, because I sometimes get comments, I'm totally okay with a performer who wants to speak their opinion on something in politics. Fine. But there's a time and a place for it. Bono, for example, has always been a socially minded person, and he has stood up for many different issues. And he will use the stage on occasion to talk about some sort of issue or another, but 99% of his activism is, and most of his activity is when he's not on stage. You can essentially drill today's idea of the day down to the idea that I'm saying clearly here today, at least. It's okay for somebody in show business to have a political opinion and to express that political opinion, but it is not okay for them to do it on stage. Essentially what I'm saying is there's a time and a place. So, like, as an example, one of my favorite singers is Bruce Springsteen. And over the years, he has morphed a bit. In the 80s, he used to get on the stage and essentially do active fundraising for food banks. That was something he was very passionate about. And it did raise a lot of awareness. And at the venues, there were places where in the concession areas, you could make donations and even bring food to a concert. So that was a great thing. But in the later years, he's gotten, I guess, a little more edgy and a little more blunt about it, where he will on stage really just go on sometimes about politics. And, the whole point is politics is a whole separate thing. Everyone's on board with helping out animal shelters and helping out food banks. But when you stand on the stage, you shouldn't be using that opportunity while on stage to tell people how to vote, which essentially makes half of that audience who did not vote the way you want him to feel alienated, and at that moment it takes them out of the whole moment. So today's idea today is essentially saying, hey, get out there, use your freedom of speech, use your fame if you'd like to promote your social issues, to promote other things. But when you want to tell people how to vote, there is a time and a place. If you want to do it, hey, go to the rallies for the politician that you are essentially rallying for in your speech, but don't do it while you have an audience of people. So shut up and sing, but you can talk all you want when you're off the stage. And that's today's idea of the day. So that's it. That's today's idea of the day. Yeah, some of them are better, I gotta admit. But if you really want to see a new idea each day, some of them are going to be good, some of them are going to suck. What are you going to do? Subscribe and visit ideaoftheday.com.